Hey! What are you going to do about this? I hurried toward the sound of the voice. When I got there, I saw an angry woman and my confused younger brother, Sean. In Sean's hand was a mop, while the woman's suit shoulder was wet and stained. Seeing this woman dressed in an obviously expensive and classy suit, my spine chilled. It turned out this woman was Michelle, the president's daughter. What happened? I got dirty from the mop. I did say I was passing by. Michelle was speaking so fervently that Sean was completely petrified by her intensity. I quickly apologized. Michelle, I sincerely apologize. This is my brother, Sean. He has a hearing disability, and I think he didn't hear you. Sean. Michelle said this and then bowed her head. I'll pay for the cleaning. As I reached for my wallet, a tear fell from Michelle's eyes as she looked up. Her tear made both Sean and I flustered. Sean also desperately tried to say something. You don't need to pay for the cleaning, she said, wiped her tears, and ran off. A few hours later, we were called into the president's office. My name is Kyle. After graduating from college, I have been working at an IT company for 5 years, now at the age of 27. I have a younger brother, 4 years my junior. His name is Sean. He started working as a janitor at our company twice a week this September. Sean, the HR department called. Noticing that he didn't react to my voice at all, I tapped him on the shoulder. As he slowly turned around, I spoke near his ear. HR called for you. They said it's a good time to come down, I told him near his ear. Thank you. Sean put down his cleaning supplies and went downstairs. He seems more alive here than at home. I watched his back with relief as he left. Sean was involved in a car accident in the summer of his senior year of high school. He broke both legs, but they healed completely with rehabilitation. However, his hearing loss was permanent. Sean's hearing is such that he can barely hear if someone speaks right next to his ear. Whether this is considered lucky or not varies by person, but at least our whole family was quite shocked. Why did it have to be Sean? I'd take his place if I could, our parents especially took it hard. Trying to cheer up our parents, or perhaps out of his natural disposition, he always acted cheerfully. It's gotten hard to hear, but I can hear, so it's okay. It will make things like getting a job harder, but I'll manage. Blessed with supportive friends and teachers, Sean successfully graduated high school. But he didn't go on to college. Just give me some time. I'll figure out what I can do. So after graduating high school, he spent some time learning sign language and drawing, his favorite hobby. He seemed to be pondering, but he never consulted his family about it. So we quietly watched as he figured out his future. A year later, it seemed Sean had finally found his path. I'm going to be an illustrator. There are people who like my drawings. It seems that Sean had been regularly uploading pictures he drew as a hobby online. People who liked his drawings appeared, and he began receiving requests for illustrations. Since we communicate mostly via email, I think I can manage just fine despite my hearing loss, he said. He seemed really happy to be accepted with his condition. Just give it your best shot. I'm also good with computers, so don't hesitate to ask for help if you need it. I told him as I worked at an IT company. Sean gave me a big smile in response. Since then, he has been doing various freelance jobs as an illustrator, like advertisements and company logo design. While he wasn't making enough to live on his own, it was sufficient to live comfortably at home with our parents. However, one day, Sean emailed me. Kyle, do you know of any work I might be able to do? Did you get tired of drawing? No. I plan to continue as an illustrator. But, I want a stable income. All of Sean's friends had gone to college after high school. Sean worked as an illustrator while his friends went to college. Until last year, his student friends respected him as a self-employed individual, and Sean felt good about their relationships. However, recently, when he met with his friends who had just started working, they discussed their first salaries. Sean didn't disclose his earnings, but he realized that his monthly income was significantly lower than his friends who were new to the workforce. Since his illustration work is one-shot, his income varies each month, and the best he does is about $1,200 a month. It can't be helped. Being an employee working at a company is totally different from being self-employed. I always respect you, Sean. For working hard at something you love, I said. It was clear Sean struggled due to his hearing loss. However, I deliberately didn't mention his disability. If I'm only earning this much after a few years, I guess that's the limit of my talents. I feel bad having to rely on our parents. Everyone gave their parents gifts with their first paycheck. I also want to earn enough to make our parents feel secure and to give them something nice, he said. So, he was looking for a job that could provide a stable income in addition to his illustration work. Sean's feelings came through loud and clear. And then it clicked. There is a job as a janitor available. I had recently heard from a colleague that our company was hiring janitors under the Disability Employment Scheme. The position is open for the disabled. Are you okay with that? When I hesitated slightly, Sean laughed. I've long accepted my disability. Plus, being under that scheme means people will be aware of my condition up front, which makes things easier for me. Sean's nonchalant response put me at ease. I immediately went to talk to the HR department, and Sean's employment was swiftly arranged. Now, it has been 6 months since he started working at our company. Apart from his hearing difficulties, Sean is no different from the rest of us. His meticulousness has made a positive impact, and his work has been well received. Also, since my colleagues treat Sean kindly, he enjoys his work and looks lively. One day, as I was returning from a meeting room, I heard a woman's shrill voice. Hey! What are you going to do about this? I rushed toward the sound of the voice. When I arrived, I saw an angry woman and a confused-looking Sean. Sean was holding a mop, while the woman's suit shoulder was wet and stained. Seeing the woman in such an expensive and classy suit made me freeze. It turned out to be Michelle, the president's daughter. What happened? This person dirtied it with the mop. I did say I was passing behind. Startled by Michelle's forceful manner, Sean was completely frozen. It was so unlike the usually quiet Michelle to be this upset. I hurriedly apologized. Michelle, I'm terribly sorry. This is my brother Sean. He has a hearing disability and probably didn't hear you, I explained. Sean. Yes, I'm Kyle from the systems department. I'll definitely cover the cleaning costs, so please forgive this issue. How long has Sean had hearing difficulties? About 5 years now. How long has he been working here? He started about 6 months ago. Did he have any other jobs before this? He's still working from home as an illustrator. Here, he works twice a week under a contract. I answered on behalf of Sean, who couldn't quite grasp Michelle's rapid speech. So drawing is his main profession. Michelle said this and then looked down. But he's also really dedicated to his job here. I couldn't help but wonder if she thought he wasn't serious about his job here because it wasn't his main profession. I felt compelled to defend Sean's honor. Michelle, I am truly sorry. I'm going to pay the cleaning cost. As I said this and started to pull out my wallet, a tear rolled down Michelle's face as she looked up. Her tears panicked both Sean and me. Sean also tried desperately to convey something. You don't need to pay for the cleaning, she said, wiped her tears, and then ran off. Kyle, what did she say? Sean, who couldn't catch the conversation, looked worried. I moved closer and spoke slowly into his ear. She said she doesn't need the cleaning money. She was also concerned about how long you've been working here. Do you think she'll report my mistake? Sean looked worried. Unable to say anything, I could only look down. Actually, she's the president's daughter. What? Sean was at a loss for words. I think she's still a college student, but she comes here occasionally for some business with Mr. Sanders. She's usually reserved but always polite. And she's well regarded. I was also surprised to see her so emotionally exposed. Hearing this, Sean held his head. I'll make sure to pay the cleaning costs. It's a mistake anyone could make, so don't worry about it. Just be more careful next time. I was also nervous about how Michelle would respond, but I tried to cheer up a brooding Sean. Due to another appointment, I had to leave Sean there. Soon after, an email from Mr. Sanders came to me. Kyle, please come to the president's office at 2 p.m. with your brother. That was all it said. But I immediately knew it was about the earlier incident, and I couldn't help but tremble. Michelle must have told her father. But since it was entirely Sean's fault, there was nothing to be done. Sean had just started gaining confidence and work